Audra Ellis with Ellis Farms, and I'm here with Xavier Williams to be interviewed for his class at Gaston College.
All right. So first question is, why do you farm?
My husband and I initially revamped the family farm. His family farmed for years and years, since the 1930s. And then stopped when all of the brothers, there's 9 brothers and sisters in the Ellis family, the original family. They farmed the original family property, which was 100 acres here in Lincoln County. They stopped farming after everybody got married and went their own way with their lives. So back in 2012 or 13, my husband and I decided that we were going to revamp the family farm. We initially started with just a few chickens and started growing produce, and it has vastly expanded and changed, but we still work full-time with the eventual goal that when we retire, then that's all we're going to do. And you know, plus it's better, how do I want to say it, better food, better quality of how we raise things for our family. We have 2 children, and we just eat better and live better using what we grow versus buying things in the store.
Okay. That's good. That's actually good to keep the tradition going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then how do you decide which products are to be grown?
We originally started out growing all different types of vegetables. We started selling at the farmer's market. So about 3 years ago, when we started doing that part of it and going to the farmer's market, we decided that there's a lot of other people that sell vegetables at the farmer's market, and we were competing with other people trying to sell our goods, and we were essentially selling the same thing they were. So we decided, okay, if we're going to make this work, we need to take a step back and refigure, and what can we sell that nobody else does?
Right.
Well, nobody else at the Lincoln County Farmer's Market sold pork or chicken. So we still do vegetables, but it's more on a smaller scale, mainly for our family. But we decided to bring in, because we had the property to put them on, so we decided to bring in a heritage breed. We do heritage breed Berkshire pigs, which are a naturally lean meat pig versus like the commercial pink pig that you see meat from the grocery store. So we brought in those pigs. We raise a Freedom Ranger chicken, which is from a hatchery in Pennsylvania. They come to us as day-old chicks. So they are not like the commercial chickens that you get from the grocery store.
Right.
They are free range, meaning they go wherever they want to go and eat what they want to eat, plus our supplemental feed. So we know exactly what they're eating. They're not given hormones or any sort of supplement, no antibiotics, anything like that. So we completely switched gears and went towards the meat market, and that's been really successful for us to do pork and chicken, because everybody likes bacon, everybody likes sausage. Right. And people tell us, as far as the chickens, that farm-raised chicken tastes 1,000 times different than what you get from the grocery store. And because of what they eat and how they're raised, they taste better, they're better for you. Plus we do sell eggs as well. So we have egg chickens that we don't process, a whole separate flock that just give us eggs, that we don't process those.
So it's more natural when
100%.
When it doesn't have hormones, antibiotics.
Correct.
So that eliminates one question then. That's good. What kind of fertilizer do you use?
We do a natural fertilizer. The pigs sort of fertilize the ground for us. We have we raise what the pigs eat, and they're on what's called a rotational pasture.
Right.
So they have 3 separate pastures that they can go into with a walkway at the top of one pasture, so we can close off any of the 3 pastures as they different things are growing in them.
Right.
So they can be eating off of one pasture while this pasture's closed off and growing something else for them to eat.
Okay.
So because the pigs are out there rooting up the ground with their noses, they essentially till the ground themselves.
That's cool.
And fertilize it themselves with their, where they go to the bathroom and things like that. So we don't have to add fertilizer. It just sort of happens naturally.
That's good. Okay. How do you deal with your weeds, insects, diseases, and stuff like that?
Because we're not a certified organic farm, but we try to practice as organically as possible.
Okay.
So like for instance, when we grow the cane that we use to make molasses, sometimes you can have an infestation. The last 2 years we've had a total crop failure because of an aphid infestation, which is a little tiny bug. But it will kill the cane and you won't get any sugar out of it, any juice out of it to make the molasses.
So you have to kind of start all over when that happens?
All over again. So we lost that, and we've used ladybugs as a natural. They will eat the aphids. So we will order like 5,000 ladybugs.
Wow.
And they come in the mail, and you just shake the little bag out and they just
I never heard of that.
All over this, and they'll eat the aphids as a way to naturally kill off without spraying stuff.
Right.
On the cane.
Okay.
We have had to use some insecticides to help the cane grow and keep the aphid infestation down, but we only use that stuff as a last resort. But we don't put sprays or herbicides.
Right. Okay. Because that'll kill most of the stuff that you grow, right?
We especially like on the corn, because the corn we grow is used in the pig's feed.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't spray anything on the corn because that turns around and is eaten by the pig,
okay,
which is therefore eaten by us. So we don't want that progression of chemical eventually in the meat that we're going to consume or that we sell to the public.
Okay.
So nothing is sprayed on the corn. Nothing is put extra to try to, we try to do everything as natural as possible.
That's good. Okay. Cool. All right. So you do grow all the products that you sell.
Mm-hmm.
That eliminates the question. Any recipe recommendations, suggestions, anything like that?
We do a lot of that at the farmer's market. Actually, my stand at the farmer's market, I actually have recipe cards.
Okay.
For some of the pork. We sell uncured bacon. So a lot of people don't know what to do with uncured bacon because it's not been smoked. It doesn't have anything on it. It basically tastes like
dried pork.
Flat pork chop, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So bacon comes from the belly of the pig.
Mm-hmm.
You slice it and either you smoke it or whatever, and that's what you're getting at the grocery store. So a lot of people are going the natural way without the nitrates and the salts and things like that, health-wise. So we sell sliced bacon, but it's uncured. So for folks who don't know what to do with it, we give them a recipe.
Okay. So
how we cook the uncured bacon, we do it in the oven. We don't fry it in the pan, but we do ours in the oven because that also eliminates some of the fat and the grease from it if you bake it versus fry it.
Okay.
So if we want it like more savory, like for a BLT, we do a little cracked salt and pepper and a little garlic powder on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted it more sweet, you do the same thing, but except for garlic powder, you put a little brown sugar on it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just our way of flavoring it up. We also, when we do molasses, we will give people recipes for our molasses cookies. And this is an old time recipe that my husband's family's used for years. We're actually part of the Lincoln County Farm Tour, which is happening this weekend on Saturday. So we're going to have a bunch of people converging on our farm. And our plan is to have molasses cookies to hand
sample
out
to
everybody that comes. Yeah. So.
But do you have a set job to what you do on the farm? To what your husband does? Like, do y'all have like a set job?
Well, like I said, we both work full time.
Right.
So my husband drives a truck for the family logging business.
Okay.
So he leaves early in the morning, which means I'm at home and I do all the morning feeding. So
Okay.
I get up early and go feed the pigs, the chickens, the goats, the whole shebang. We also raise Nigerian dwarf dairy goats.
Oh, that's cool.
We breed those in the fall, and when the babies come in the spring, we sell those. But they're a milk goat. So I feed all the farm critters in the morning, and then get the kids to school, and then I come to work.
Mm-hmm.
So in the evenings, my husband does the evening feeding. Saturday mornings, I do the farmer's market while he's doing maintenance stuff at the farm, whether it's fence work or working on a tractor or.
So he's doing more of the heavy stuff.
Physical manual labor. When the goat babies are born, I'm the one in the barn with them.
Mm-hmm.
When helping the mama push and cleaning off the baby like a nursemaid, basically.
Right.
So, I kind of deal with that part of it. When we have to castrate pigs, we both do it because you got to have somebody hold. You got to have somebody to cut.
Okay.
I don't do the cutting part.
Oh, man, I don't blame you.
No. When we process chickens, we're licensed to process on the farm. So we have our meat handler certification from the Department of Agriculture. But my husband does the dispatching part, and I do all the butchering part with the innards and the packaging part. But he does the ugly part.
Yeah, the nasty part of it.
Each of our own.
Both have an understanding of it, right?
Yeah.
All right, just a few more. All right, going into livestock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what type of livestock do you manage?
So we have the pork, which is the pigs, the Berkshire pigs. We have the egg chickens as well as the meat chickens, and then we have a herd of the registered dairy goat. So we have four different types of livestock that we deal with. And then we also have a livestock guardian dog who lives with the goats and protects them. So Cotton's out there as well. So he's part of the farm too.
Pretty much touch based on how you feed them.
Mm-hmm.
No hormones or antibiotics.
Right. And we make our own hog feed.
Okay.
We grow the corn. And then the hay that goes into their feed is also grown on our farm. We do have to get a hog mineral supplement that has the vitamins and minerals that hogs need just in general. So we have to purchase that, of course, but that goes into the feed. But the primary bulk of the feed is grown by us.
Okay.
We all of our feed that is not grown by us, we get from Boggs Feed in Falston in Cleveland County. And they do primarily non-GMO type feed versus something bought from like Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply makes sense.
Yeah, this is a family meal, and they mill a lot and grow a lot of their feed. So we get our goat feed there, our chicken feed there, our hog supplement.
It's more or less of processed stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, we try to stay away from the processed.
That's good.
Stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know how you process your animals.
Mm-hmm. Only the chickens.
Only the chickens, not
the pigs,
anything else.
In order to sell to the public, the meat has to be processed in a USDA inspected facility.
Okay.
So the pigs go to Mays Meats in Taylorsville, and that's who they do sheep, cows, pigs.
And I think I've heard of that before too.
Yeah, they've got a big facility in Taylorsville, and they've got their own store there where you can go in and buy a hamburger. And
I've also seen a place out in I think it was Monroe.
Yeah, there's several centered across the state. Taylorsville is only about 45 minutes from us, so it's not a bad drive.
Okay, yeah.
So that's where we're licensed to do our chicken, so that's the only thing we do on farm. But our pigs go to Mays Meats in Taylorsville, and they cut, into the pork chops, the bacon. They do we have a hot sausage, a mild breakfast sausage, Italian sausage, bratwurst. They do all of our cuts there. We just tell them how, what we want out of the pig,
right?
Fat back or, tenderloin and all that stuff, and they do, and then it comes back packaged in a clear package with our name on it. And
is it more fatty when you get fat back? More natural, or is it?
It's about the same. For us, because of the breed of pig that we raise, being a Berkshire, it's a naturally leaner pig.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot of grease. Like when you cook the breakfast sausage that we have, there's not a lot of grease in it. So we have to tell people, make sure you spray your pan real good or it'll stick. Just there's not a lot of fat in it.
Okay.
But that's because of the breed we raise.
Okay.
It's just different than other breeds.
Okay. All right. So going into the value added goods,
Mm-hmm.
Do you grow all your raw ingredients? If no, how do you grow it?
Obviously we grow the pig, but the molasses, it only has one ingredient, which we grow, which is the sorghum cane.
Okay, that's right. You did say that.
Molasses, you take the juice from the stalk and you cook it low and slow over open fire all day long. It's like an 8-10 hour process.
Oh, wow.
To cook molasses. Store-bought molasses, like blackstrap molasses, is a byproduct of making white sugar.
Okay.
But sorghum molasses comes straight from the sorghum cane. So once we squeeze out the juice and we put it in that big boiler, it cooks all day long, and then what you end up with is the product of the molasses. It's different than blackstrap molasses from the store.
Okay, so that kind of goes into my next question. Is there a certain process that you guys take to store it?
No. When we bottle it up, it's sealed in glass jars.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's so hot, it essentially cans itself, seals itself, so it can go straight on the shelf and be good for years and years and years.
Wow.
It doesn't require refrigeration or anything like that. It's just like bottling honey.
Okay.
And things like that, except it's processed under heat. So it's naturally sealed in that jar until you're ready to use it. But then even once you open it, because of the cooking process,
it can still sit.
Refrigerate it and things like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. That's my questions for today. This is Xavier Williams here with Audrey Ellis, and it was nice talking to her about her farm and the process of her farm. And I appreciate you.
Sure. Thank you.
And y'all have a nice day.